Harlan David Sanders is the founder of the Kentucky Fried Chicken restaurant. Harlan David Sanders was born on September 9, 1890 in Henryville, Indiana, United States. His face is plastered in all Kentucky Fried Chicken outlets and products. An old man with glasses with a beard on his chin. Harlan Sanders, or often called Colonel Sanders, is the figure behind the success of fried chicken sold around the world. There are now around 21,000 KFC restaurants spread across more than 130 countries. Sanders' struggle to achieve success begins with undergoing various jobs: farmers, firefighters, insurance agents, and a soldier are some of Sanders' jobs, but they don't last long. His childhood was so difficult because he was not the only child in a not so rich family. He is the eldest of three children born to Wilbur David Sanders and Margaret Ann Sanders. His father worked part-time as a farm laborer in Henryville. Her mother does not work because she has to take care of the children. Little Sanders' life was made even more difficult when his father died suddenly one summer afternoon in 1895. At that time, his father came home with a fever and died later in life. Everything took dramatic turn for 6-year-old Sanders. His mother had to go to work at the tomato cannery, while little Sanders was a nanny and looked after his younger siblings at home. That experience contributed to Sanders' expertise as a chef. The mother decided to remarry in 1902 and family moved to Greenwood, Indiana. But Sanders chose to run away from home because his stepfather often beat him. Leaving home meant he also dropped out of school, and in the end tasted the work of farm laborer and coachman. With his mother's permission, Sanders left Greenwood in 1906 for New Albany, where his uncle worked for the tram company. Then he got a job as a conductor. He did many jobs, including volunteering in the army at the age of 15. He faked his birth date in order to enter the military. After completing his assignment, he decided to live with his uncle in Sheffield, Alabama. From 1907 to 1920, Sanders moved from job to job, starting from assistant blacksmith, firefighter, insurance agents, and laborers. But in 1908, when his income was stable enough, Sanders ventured to marry Josephine King. The couple had 3 children, including a son who died in infancy. Various layoffs at work made his wife leave him and take the children back to their parents' house. He has no business marrying someone who cannot have a job, Josephine's brother wrote to Sanders in a letter. Over the years, he tried many jobs, but could not find them. At the age of 40, Sanders tried to take a law program education. However, he never finished it. With little capital accumulated over the years, Sanders was desperate. He feels down as a man who can strategy and Rice Sanders, who wants to change, finally buys a gas station that also includes a repair shop, motel, and cafe in Corbin, a town in Kentucky about 40 miles from the Tennessee border. He really thought about the location of the workshop. He knew many people who traveled to Florida or other destinations by that route. A gift cook, Sanders began offering food to his customers in 1930 at the Harland Sanders restaurant. That is the forerunner of the establishment of KFC. Initially, fried chicken was not included in the menu because it took time to prepare. However, dinner with ham and steak dishes is very popular. Food critic Duncan Hines even included his restaurant in a travel guide in 1935. He uses a pressure cooker to perfect his fried chicken quote with an 11-spice recipe. Usually, it takes about 30 minutes to cook the chicken, but now it's reduced to 9 minutes. Customers don't have to wait long so that the number of orders increases. In 1935, the governor of Kentucky, Ruby Lafon, awarded Sanders the title of Colonel of Kentucky. Everyone was talking about his homemade fried chicken. The first franchise in 1939, he bought a motel in Asheville, North Carolina. During World War II, gas supplies were rationed. This resulted in a reduced number of customers until he finally closed the motel. His first franchise sale was taken by Pete Harmon of Salt Lake City in 1952. Harmon operated the city's largest restaurant. Harmon asked Don Anderson to come up with the name of his hitherto famous restaurant, Kentucky Fried Chicken. In 1955, sales at Corbin declined due to the opening of the Interstate 75 motorway. Sanders traveled around the country selling his chicken recipe so that the KFC franchise more expansive. KFC is a pioneer in franchising that extends to international markets. By 1964, more than 600 franchise outlets were spread across the US, then spread to Canada, the UK, Mexico, and Jamaica. Sanders decided to sell the Kentucky Fried Chicken Corporation for $2 million to John Brown in 1964, when he was 73 years old. In 1972, he sued HARLAND, the next owner of KFC, for using his self-portrait as part of the sale. However, an agreement was soon reached between the two parties. Sanders divorced from his wife Josephine in 1947. 2 years later, he married his secretary Claudia Leddington. After selling the franchise, the couple lived in a bungalow in Mississauga, Ontario. KFC first went public in 1966 and was listed on the New York Stock Exchange in 1969. HARLAND made the fried chicken sold in 3,500 outlets. KFC became a subsidiary of Reynolds Industries when HARLAND was acquired by Reynolds in 1982. KFC was acquired in October 1986 from RJR Nabisco by Pepsi for $840 million. However, Sanders remains active as an official ambassador and appears in advertisements for the company. That in 1980, Sanders was diagnosed with acute leukemia and died on December 16, 1980 at the age of 19. This character really inspired me because with his limited economic situation and a disorganized family, it didn't break his enthusiasm to keep trying. Ups and downs and the twists and turns of life's journey he continued to take in order to get life changed for the better. So, my future goals, hopefully from Colonel Sanders' inspiring success story, I can be more motivated to start building the business I dream of.